Good morning. Welcome to Pastor John's Fireside Chat, an opportunity for me to share a word of encouragement with you from God's Word. Today I'd like to read to you a section of the Bible from Genesis chapter 50. And leading up to what I'm about ready to read is the story of Joseph. He has been betrayed by his brothers. He's been sold into slavery in Egypt. He has been thrown unjustly into prison, but God was with him the whole time, and he raised him up to be second in command. Only Pharaoh had a higher status than did Joseph. At the end of the book of Genesis, Joseph's brothers are at Joseph's mercy, and they're afraid. Their dad had died, and they didn't know what Joseph was going to do, if he was going to be angry and seek revenge, or what was going to happen. So this is what happens as it's recorded in Genesis 50. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "What if Joseph holds a grudge against us and pays us back for all the wrongs we did to him?" So they sent word to Joseph saying, "Your father left these instructions before he died. This is what you are to say to Joseph. I ask you to forgive your brothers the sins and the wrongs they committed in treating you so badly. Now please forgive the sins of the servants of the God of your father." When their message came to him, Joseph wept. His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. "We are your slaves," they said. But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then, don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children." And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them. You know, it's human nature. When someone hurts us, we want to hurt them back. We want revenge. And yet Joseph has this incredible insight that God was in charge of everything that was happening in his life. His brothers wanted to harm him, but God was using that to work out good, not only for Joseph, but for lots of people, as he was instrumental in saving their lives. Joseph's enemy came from within his own family. We have an enemy that wants to destroy us, the devil. Jesus said he was a murderer from the beginning, and he always seeks to destroy. But we don't have to be afraid, because while Satan will try to use things in this world to harm us, God works through it all for our good, to accomplish his plans. That's what Paul reminds us in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. All things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. What I would challenge you this morning is to ponder Joseph and his response, which is a response of faith. Faith in a God who is always there for his people, and nothing escapes his notice, nothing is outside his power. As we meditate upon God's love for us, God's power in our life to work good in all situations, it decreases anxiety. And at the same time as it decreases anxiety, it increases joy. It increases our joy because we can be thankful for everything that God is doing, in spite of the fact that we don't always understand at the time what he's doing. But we know, as Joseph learned, that God only wants what's best for his people. And so in the midst of this pandemic, when a lot of people are filled with anxiety and fear, we can be filled with joy and thanksgiving because God is there for his people. Have a great day in the Lord.